Is this on? Why is it not green? Usually it's green. Okay, what am I doing? Checking to see if... Hello. Mic check. Oh, I hear myself. Okay. Why is it not green? Usually... Okay, we're ready. This is day 1, live trading. And MNQ and MES session, 6:30. We got 17 minutes to open. Doing some... Should I check out the news first? Anything going on today in the markets? Let's just go CNBC business. Isn't there like in investing, traders, markets, US markets? Where to go for news, huh? Maybe just here. S&P nudge higher. Looking for a ceasefire today. That's good. Planet Trump's hell warnings near deadline. I can't believe he said that. I don't think he would tweet something like that, especially that last part. I want to see the tweet. Jim Cramer's top 10 things to watch. JP Morgan. India's buying oil, so oil's still going up. Signal in the CS too. Tesla's down an hour ago, sharply. Big sell-off for Tesla. Lead on AI, but former insiders say it can still win. I think Google's leading the way with AI secretly, probably. With actual consumer products, definitely. I don't know, Microsoft and Apple probably leading the way. I would say Microsoft. They're pretty cool. I don't see Apple making pictures and videos yet. I need stock market news. Tesla's down. Netflix, Solano, MSTR. I'm not really worried about that. I'm just worried about the indices. Sometimes it's going to affect the indices today. Oh, that's what I do. I'm going to check out this finance research. Well, we got 14 minutes. Okay, are we distributing? At this point, it looks like there's a distribution on the MNQ after this move. I'm thinking shorts more than anything. Shorts today to 24.1 potential. If we get a hold of these highs at 24.3, so 24.2, that's 100 points. 24.2 is the retracement back into its mid standard deviation above 1 and 2. It's above pivot, so trade back to pivot 24.160, 170. That's a highly traded area. 24.170 is MNQ accumulating or distributing? I asked this question and I was like, there's no way, but came up with some serious help here. MNQ 2445, like the marginal gain of 0.11%. Key indicators supporting an accumulation phase include steady price action, remains in positive territory today despite volatility in the broader market. So this potentially could go bullish, but this is a lower high here still. After that, just some sort of short accumulation and potential push back down. I think they did get a little rally here after the sell-off the last 2-3 days. But this is a giant move to the downside. There's going to be another 1,000-point move soon. Whether it starts here or tries to trade back up into its 200 moving average, or we get a nice move to the upside today, 24,464. I need to see the 15 and the 5 soon. So I'm recording. Okay, so wait, I don't need to. I'm not muted. Okay, so I can see the 15 and the 5. And looks like we are pushing down here from 24,380. This overnight high. So we got a nice 100-point push to the downside, indication of a little bearish sentiment. I'm bearish overall until this war is over. I think people are just gonna do some price discovery to the downside. It's a bearish correction, temporary correction in the market. I just can't wait to start going bullish and with some real capital. Maybe I'll have prop firm ready by then. Okay, so 15.5. Oh, gotta read this. Steady price action. Despite volatility in part of the market, it has decreased by 1.89 to 2704. It's still high. Reduction in fear and a potential increase in buying interest at current levels. Sector support. The technology sector is up 0.78% today, indicating that the core components of the MNQ are being bought by investors. So investors are in right now. They must be thinking the bottom's coming soon, or they got some sort of insight on this, how wars work, how markets work during wars. Looks like investors are stepping in. Sector support the technology sector. They bought the dip. Maybe retail investors stepping in. What is supply doing, huh? They're probably supporting this move to the downside, creating this new range the last month. Yeah, it's definitely a rounded top here. Just very reluctant to get down, but we got a new range establishing here, and we got a downside target of 23.2 that we can break this week potentially, since it's so volatile. On the hourly, we're trading down. 15 down, 5 minutes is down. Brief pullback. Looks like we're starting in 8 minutes. Any other question here? MNQ. Should I mark up these levels? So I'm still not quite sure during this moment, but it looks like we have a nice push, a retracement, about 50% of that push. And we're coming back down. I want to see this break here. And this is yesterday's high, so they pushed up above yesterday's high. And that's a tight range from yesterday or from Sunday. So The range on these days are like 400 points, 400, 500 point days. Yesterday was 200 points, so about half. Getting an expansive day after this accumulation. There's a bit of uncertainty here. There's no volume overnight. Volume has been steadily decreasing to the downside. There's going to be big volume build here. Building these shorts, supporting this level to the downside for another 1,000 point push. How long it takes to get 1,000 points to the downside though? Potentially this week. Be a lot of aggression to the downside because we had this sharp move, another sharp move, retrace about half, but there's lots of fair value gaps here setting up on the 4 hour. Pick up on volume here with this push. It was 1,000 point push to the upside, so if you rode that wave in a couple of days overnight, it's easy 1,000 points. Sold off really quick. Another push to the upside. This is market sentiment bullish. Is the market bullish right now? I feel like the market just be doing what people gotta do, depending on what the supply is supporting. If they're investing, sector support with investors in the S&P. What does a war do to people? America seems safe actually, just things are inflation and we got ISM, PSM, PSI, or what is it? ISM, PMI. The last few times its actual has been better. We'll see what the supply management. Above 50 industry expansion. Is the industry expanding? I need a good news source. This is extreme fear, so people are worried there's not going to be too much money in the markets. And am I still here? Yeah, I'm still here. Okay. So we got 4 minutes until we start. And then let's make some money today. Get better and refine. Need a way to go about this technical analysis clear. I'm just looking for people to trade with, to be honest. I mean, I've been doing this for like a year and 11 months, looking at charts and demoing, and tried with the small account, and I haven't even touched prop firms yet, but I did open one with take profit, and I'm looking at maybe a couple weeks start one and eval and see how that goes. I think I should definitely start that. Just figure out my strategy, get used to taking these trades still, but only taking good trades. I'm only taking A plus setups. I'm not losing, but if I do, I'm be okay with it, obviously, of course. Just want to have a good trading day and catch at least 200 points. We need this to establish to the upside or the downside. First, on the hour, it looks like it's coming down. Do you want to see this break, this high? I think it's a clear, it might be, I don't know. They might be looking for liquidity up here for NY Open. Some at least a push back down to 24,175 at least. If we do remain bearish this morning, selling steps in with shorts. Shorts gonna be carrying that all the way down. This could be a nice push like this overnight session. I don't see too much of a demand here. It's a lower high. The last four has been trading bearish. So we could get a nice push to the downside. First profit target around 24,160. Let's see reaction there. Then 24.73. So we get a break below here, 629. $6.30. Usually I just hop in there. What if I did my video? Not just. Do I care if people see me or not? I don't know. Let's see. What's good? What's goody? Okay. Minimize. Okay. We got 6:30 in 5 seconds. Push to the upside. These buyers, I'm bearish overall today. Getting some slippage, everybody's bearish. I want to start selling this top, selling these tops, but I don't know what the opposite of don't catch a falling knife is. Don't stop a shooting star. You want to be on that one actually. That means selling hasn't started yet. Looks like a seller stepping in here. This is the 15-second chart. We're already at the second standard deviation above this pivot point for the day. So a bit extended to the upside. Slightly demand, maybe get a quick push to the upside. Selling step in there. A little bit of slippage, uncertainty, but price is still retrace that entire, and we had a push to the upside. We got a break on this 4 hour. We're bullish now. I'm still waiting for confirmation here. That is a nice move. That's a 50-point move. Looks like I would just step in here. That's that first red, but we got a second leg potential here with no demand for shorts. Maybe this absorb a little bit. Feeling comfortable up here. Switch to shorts. This might just be a break to the upside to 24/7. Maybe tap the top of that 24/7 this week. 400-point move, a 1,000-point break. I was expecting a 1,000-point move, unless this is included here, 805. So we got another 500-point move. That would coincide with touching this moving average, tapping this moving average, recovering a lot of this. This looks like it's just a waterfall. Okay, so we're getting some shorting pressure. Step in. Created a FEG. 15. Usually I would take this. I don't know why I'm not in it. Let's just get in one, huh?
Order filled.
That's a late entry. So I'm 1 and 2. Maybe adjust this profit target. No, I think keeping everything the same here. First trade of the day. There's that FEG there. It's gonna retrace, and I'm getting
Stop filled.
It's a bit volatile this morning. Need a confirmation past this third black crow. Now buyer want to step in. The big buyer want to play around, maybe. That was a short squeeze. They're squeezing the shorts up here. I'm still bearish. Even if it's FEG. I think am I married to my bias here? It's just the war's going on. And it's retracing. And we did just talk about retracing back up to this MA here. So that's one trade in the toilet. That was a fast retracement too. It wouldn't went one or two ways, but buying wants to freaking be like, nah, let's go up. So that's a good indication here. There's a big buyer in the market. We'll ride that wave here. Let's see how strong that buyer is. For retraces all the way down here, that's retail being weirdo. Or that's just accumulating at these highs for a big short. You just caught liquidity, and I was part of that liquidity. Lesson learned. Don't be part of NY open liquidity unless you need some sort of range to establish. You miss that. It's such a glittery object, this NY open momentum. But you gotta let something establish first, a direction establish. I would have maybe got in on this break here potentially. You gotta reset for a new trade here. So we gotta push off of this high. Another push to this high. If this doesn't break this high, then we got stronger sellers. If we do get a break, 24, and then sky's the limit to the moon. Hopefully, ceasefire, and we just get a bull market and just buy on pullbacks. It's just a nice training channel to the upside. Very predictable. I don't want no bear market. I was expecting a nice year, but who could have expected a war? Like a real modern warfare. I'm missing this move to the downside. Let's see if this buyer wants to step in again here. Be a little weirdo and create this range. No, we got a break. I would have been on that one. About time. Now we got a short seller stepping in. 50 to 70 point move in a minute. That's amazing. Just retrace that entire thing. If you would have caught that top, how would you do that? How would you have known that? This VWAP here. One standard deviation from VWAP. That's institutional trading there. We got VWAP here. Maybe creating that range. Maybe waiting for retail to absorb the orders here. Now we know direction with the big guy. Trading into this liquidity here for a continuation. Gonna be another short sweep. That's how they play that. Probably could retrace up to 300. Then I got a potential trade from 3 to 2. They ease up on this freaking being a weirdo. Big guys being weirdos. I know stop loss hunting. It's just poor execution. Just didn't consider NY open to make this double top quickly and then drop 70 points and then maybe retrace to these highs and create head and shoulders around 24.3. Gotta be calm. Want to take it with direction here, so overall I think there's a stronger push to the downside. So I want to get this retracement to this FEG 24.3. It's a strong place to step in, or we just get a break and we trade to the opposite end of this VWAP. Looks like that could happen. Using up on liquidity here. I'm just gonna get in.
Order filled.
Sometimes you just gotta go, and that's really what the button is. 24.3 I think was my entry. This retested. This candle broke below that, and it's holding. So this area is gonna be full and protected. 24.260, and then we got
Stop filled.
We got a short squeeze, and then so they gave it to the retail. Okay, learning that. They gave to retail to push this to 24.3, and then this is when
Order filled.
enter here, and then I don't know why I enter here. I think I'm starting to tilt. Starting on tilt. Want to get out of this. I want to take a good trade. Would I have taken this trade? I want to take any of these trades. I think I'm just because it's demo and you're part of every trade or every potential from every position, and then you ride out those emotions and then the process and then what the market does, and you learn from it. And then I think I'm trying to refine my strategy. I think it was right about this downside move. I was entered in at 24.3. That's the first one. And then I shorted here for a continuation. And short squeeze pops off. And we got this break here. This bottom. Maybe start trying to stop loss. There's the high from there. Maybe take profit at this bottom. This is a very volatile morning. Let's just pass back up to the upside. I'm not thinking this is going to trend to the downside. It's creating a larger range. About 100-point range. This first and second candle. But the 5 looks like it's holding here. Be a strong place to hold. A shorter step in, but this looks like it's not it. I'm gonna get smacked out of the universe. Trading's fun. So we got that, and this 15 wants to be funny, and then knock me out. But it is quite a hold, but I think they might sweep this high here. Maybe wait till after 6:45. I know I've done that a few times, but sometimes I trade into that 6:45 orb, trying to establish a range, whether it was going to be a range or trending up here. So first, initially, maybe expect the range more often than not. Expect it to be sell-off more often than not, unless we're in a bull market and everything's doing fine. And like there was a year, like 2023 to 24 or something, where it was just a bullish year. So we're looking for one of those, but with this war, I'm considering this war too hard. Now we just got a doji on the 4 hour, so we got this larger range being established. Maybe take advantage of price up here. Maybe at 24,367. Okay, so for my strategy is to, I haven't hit my daily loss limit. So I think my daily loss limit is 200. Got about 1 or 2 trades left to take potentially. If I let this run, I'm bearish. But this doji 4 hours confusing me. It's a 100-point range. Are they lifting the tide here? Is it to 24,702? Is it to 24,164? This hour's up. There's a doji to the downside. Why can't I believe that there could be a demand up here, huh? I believe there could be a demand during wartime. But clearly this did. And this retraced about 50% of the move, 60% of that move. Maybe I assumed in my session there would be a short. Majority of the market would think that. But then they just swept for liquidity up and down. That's a bit aggressive, huh? If that was true, stop loss hunting. They just filled all their orders this morning. Looking for liquidity up here. But it did create a FEG. So there's a bit of a slowdown here in absorption orders.
Order filled.
I didn't really think that through. I'm still tilty. Like I just like having fun pressing buttons. No, there was a push down here, slight retracement, and another push down, absorption. Selling is going to continue, and we're going to get this push. There's a doji there, an absorption.
Stop filled.
One day I'll get this right. Also, I can't trade anymore, but thank goodness this is demo trading, and I'm learning. I'm getting better at this every day that I show up, so that's the plan. I'm about to be, I got plan A and that's it, as they say. There's no plan B, none of that. So we got a FEG here. As soon as that happens, push down, a little bit of consolidation, doji, nice push to the upside, demand steps in. But obviously this guy got levels, so we got 24,370. It's going to be like a nice little break, but 100-point push to the downside potentially. So this is where you enter.
Order filled.
So you don't think it's going to do break of highs, but it might sweep though. It's been sweeping the entire time. It's the liquidity and the uncertainty, and your stops ain't gonna be big enough. So I'm not dynamically setting an appropriate stop here, just slightly above. There's that break there.
Stop filled.
This is not good. So there's a bit of uncertainty here. So when you feel uncertainty, you don't trade. You're out of the trade. But since this is demo, you just feel all the emotions. Just go through all the mistakes, and it's okay. And then you refine your strategy until you find a profitable strategy. And you start risking little by little, and then increase the risk as your account gets bigger. 1 to 2 contracts. Maximize how much points you're getting. Read the markets correctly. Whether it's ranging or we trending, there's war and uncertainty is going to be range, but volatile, because there's still a lot of people in the market. You just can't pick a direction on the forward, but there is. And potentially breaking these highs this morning. Just micro scalping this 15-second wasn't working this morning. I gotta pay attention to the 5 and 15. Obviously, we are trading up on the 15. I think I was way too zoomed in. Okay, let's learn from that, and then we're gonna take a step back and reassess. There's recent highs here, 24.4, and then a push down. So that could be a potential target, 24.4, 23.60. So about a 40 points to the upside. Getting some downwards pressure. Can't be too married to this bias, this war bias. This 4-hour fake out. This 1 hour fake out. That's playing. Patience is the key. Let me see if I could. What is my stream looking like? It's basically like my video journal for trading. So I want to see. Can I see myself? Am I live? I'm still live. That's so cool. Yay. This is me. I am me. Watch me freaking get this right. Okay, so maybe I'll watch myself on. No, that's weird. Who cares? I could play some music or something. Let me settle in here. Figure out what I'm doing at these highs and what would I do? It's like, what would you do at any moment with what the market is currently doing? You need confluence, and you need all these different confluences to affirm your position on whether you go long or short. And it's as simple as that. Like, are you long until when? Are you short until when? And you got to consider market sentiment, what other participants are doing, what the big guys are doing. As they move the market with their liquidity, 2,000 contracts getting absorbed. There's just sweeping everybody's orders. But we are getting pushed to the upside here. Yeah, it takes time learning to refine your strategy and your approach to trading. Like, how long am I gonna demo for until how sure am I about these trades? And you can't be 100% sure of any trade, or can you? You know what I mean? Like, how high of a percent? Like 99.9, 100%. We're gonna push to the upside. Unless it's like an IPO, unless it's like a SpaceX IPO, that's like 100% basically. That price is gonna go up. It's just they're gonna find a good valuation initially, and then it might be a balancing after this just skyrocket push and a sell off. And if they don't do well, that's why I got to get into options. But I got to break through with this futures trading. Unless they got prop firms for trading options. Nobody's watching. If I open up YouTube Studio. maybe there's like, so I can see if there's people watching me. I got really distracted. I think I lost too much and I hit my daily loss limit. So it's like not trade, but let me reset that and just keep trading. They got a nice push from this upside here. Might retrace the 4 hour. This high of the low, this 4 hour, 30. So like 50 point move to the downside. So there's a demand going on here. This could be manipulating the market. It's like there's not supposed to be this such big moves, but it is kind of relatively compact. Let me see what that. First initial push to the upside with the hold, sold off, new auction. Just a steady push to the upside here since this high, so we're creating new highs for the day. So no reason to be bearish right now particularly, but it goes against my bias, so that's probably why there's this push. Let's see, what are you, anti-American? They're trying to find a high. American, I don't know, because you think during wartime the price would go down like it did, like it's been showing. It's been, let's see, the 28th was when war started, and then it's slowly been lower highs, just an opening gaps lower, and this huge waterfall. I don't know if you call this a capitulation, but you get a push back up, a retracement. It's creating this range, but it's going up. It's going up. So potential targets could be here, or we are in a new range in a discounted level. Since we are discounted buying, does that mean if there's wartime that you short? You know what I mean? But I think they've liquidated their positions, and then now they're supporting a short. Now they're supporting this range, but there's a significant push to the upside. Makes it look like it's gonna, let's see, because we just look at this 4 hour. We establish some levels on this 4 hour. So this is clearly bullish, and it looks like just price discovery to the upside, and could be potential retracements for a lower high. This will be a change of character at this point. A 4 hour change of character. And then we're bullish. This was a crucial pivot in the day, so you probably gotta wait for the day to end to see the direction of the market. But if we are looking bullish and then a recovery after a few days, interesting. But yeah, that was a horrible way to start stream one. But it's okay. I'm learning. I'm gonna figure this out, no matter how long it takes. This is my profession. I gotta know everything about the market, particularly MNQ, S&P, the Dow. It's gonna take some expansion and some evolution, fundamentals, community. Really just trying to find a community to trade with. I need to bounce these ideas off of somebody. If there was a, you know what I mean? Maybe not, I'm not an educator by any means, but I would like to trade with other people. I think that's why I'm doing this, so I could find other traders who maybe a couple years in and maybe knowing how to place a good trade, but consistency and discipline and only taking good trades and just stacking. they started stacking. This is stacking season, so I should be, you know what I mean, farming it, getting payouts. It's a slow process to learn how to do it successfully. Just what am I seeing? Probabilities, thinking in terms of is it going up or down? Is it going to stay sideways? And then confluences for each up, down, or sideways. But when you're in the heat of it, sometimes it's difficult to remember all of that. That's why I remain one direction. If it's bullish, I'm only taking longs. If it's bearish, I'm only taking shorts. But we have a change of character today, which is a potential, a pivot area. Whether this wants to recover this drop. This was about 50%. Not too many people want to short. So maybe I have that picture wrong. Maybe it's not a bear market. Maybe it was a correction in price. Maybe it was an institutional sell-off. Because then that would go all the way back to August of 2024. So that price was at 23.2. I was bearish because of the war, and this change of characters changed my mind. So 23, 4 to 5. I think just scalping this 15 second is fun. That's probably why I do it. But would I trade this way on a prop? I think I'm just trying to find the best execution approach. Yeah, we're seeing a break of highs here. Significant push to the upside. Oh, big support for shorts here. Big sell off. And target's getting hit. Long squeeze. What is this? 7 o'clock news. Oh my goodness. I wrote that down to ISM and we saw it. That's why there's no freaking volume. No volume before. No volume, steady rise up. Nice push to the upside. Making too many mistakes. But I'm going to eliminate these mistakes that I'm making and be more focused. Just need more reps here. Getting in and out the trade. Why I am confident when I do take a good trade. If I do see a setup in a bull market, relative equal lows. I'm still learning how to interpret a bear market. But bull markets, it's just sometimes you test a level and it breaks below, and sometimes your risk has to be like you're bigger than scalping 100 points. But if you step in on a level that's being protected already, then the chances are your stop doesn't get hit and you get a continuation, or they get a sweep of those over that level and then you get a continuation. I hope maybe I make sense. It's all probabilities. It's all maybes. Up to like 75%. I actually had a 65% win rate demoing. 65%. I remember like 1 month I had a 65% win rate. So I could have been profitable. I think I was profitable, and I made like $6,000 in a month and a half. So I was seeing progress, and I think I was trying. It's just when there's real money on the line, it should all be the same. You should only be taking trades that make sense and good trades, not just giving back to the markets just because I want to be part of something or it's just, I think that's probably bad habits of demo, is that you're always in a trade, in trades that you're not supposed to be, because the incentive isn't real money, profit. But if I switch that and make it, my incentive is to grow my demo account to just affirm some sort of good practices. But sometimes it, you know what I mean, you have it right, and then you get a quick sweep, and then automatically, so I gotta think a few more steps ahead to cover for the potential being liquidated when too early. You'd have to change your risk, adjust your stop loss to, it looks like they were getting a break to the downside here. Credit FEG. Usually I'm
Order filled.
about 100 points away from here. And watch this sweep again. Just want to be part of this break.
Order filled.
And then I've been trailing hella fast. I don't know if you really do that right now. This is in my favor. Let me see how this counter closes. A nice short opportunity here. See if we get to my profit target before I get this new thing. This is like money printing time, Alex. That's when you freaking add your contracts. I hope this doesn't stop you out. I'm gonna stick with 2 and trail. Maybe keep it a break even. Or I just want to see. I think I got out here.
Target filled.
And we got a nice trade. Thank goodness, that was good. I don't need to take another trade, and it's still going, and I froze when I should have extended this to VWAP. Extended my profit target to VWAP and trailed, and continued to do that because I'm a bit bearish. Maybe we find another entry here.
Order filled.
Now just gonna do one. Maybe adjust this. Maybe we have found direction for the day. It's a natural path of least resistance here.
Order filled.
Max contracts I'm messing with is 2 because I'm starting a small account. I'm pricing for a small account. And keep it at this high. There's a bit of an absorption going on here. Control to break even if this closes strong. Close decent, but still lower. There's a high here I want to worry about not getting knocked out, and FEG. We keep it at break even.
Stop filled.
Don't like that potential to go back up to the upside. 24.3. I think they're building this to the downside. It does like that, look like that 24.3 or 24.320.
Order filled.
I don't know why I'm still bearish, thinking a continuation to the downside. It's retraced that 15, retraced the 5. It's completely. Buying would really have to step in here, but even if it just dries up here, and covering going on, and Nice push to the downside. I'm not gonna play this stop loss trail. Let me give myself room. Trail to stop. I'm gonna de-risk a little bit, just in case it does. Would that be a reversal at that point? Maybe it made its move, but this is part of the range. This isn't necessarily a trending move that would create this range and light volume. I think people are still looking to engage here. Let me get a reversal all of a sudden. I think a bear flag. So I'm going to be more defensive around this area. 24.20, 320. A little bit aggressive. Right now we're shorting. I'm giving up on this position here. Maybe exit. So I think I need to get the jitters out of just taking trades live. It's only demo. Imagine if it was a live trade. There's a lot to learn.
Stop filled.
So we gotta reverse. At any point, am I gonna reverse this? This looks like it's either gonna retrace or it's gonna continue, and it could retrace that 50 on a 5 up to 24,350. It's a 40-point move. Or we get a hold here, we remain bearish. This kind of looks like what I take a buy if I was bullish, but these moves seem to be more least resistant. There's least resistance to the downside. It's just execution is wrong. I don't have too much conviction at these levels, because if I did, I would move my stop to that high. I'll move my stop somewhere. They created FEG. Let me breathe a little bit. Taking too many trades. I think the goal is to take one or two trades, one or two good trades, one or two profitable trades, and hit your profit target for the day, however much that may be. I think my first initial profit won't be different, or I do this from a live account. I think I'm gonna open up a 50K account, and I'm gonna try that out. Need a little bit more time recognizing a good setup. If it's going up, it's going up. Find when it's going up. As long as it's going up, it's going up. In a bull market. As long as it's going down, it's going down. In a bear market. I'm not sure if this is a bear market. Well, it is a bear market. Well, it has to become a bear market, or it's bearish. Bear market, because it's an indices and there's too much influence to the upside. Investors discounted levels at 23 with highs there. This could be that spike, that war spike, that war crash. As you see, that dipped to 23 but recovered immediately the following week to 24, 25. That's interesting. How the market's resilient. Market participants are resilient. The market wants to do what the market wants to do. gotta reach out. I got one view. I viewed myself. That's so cool. Am I still streaming? Yeah. Making all sorts of mistakes, but it's not too bad. I'm doing too bad. I know people, how the nitty gritty, how the pudding is made, or something. I don't know how long I'm gonna stream for. I'm down my daily loss limit. The 5, it's looking good on the 5 though. It can be a potential retracement, 24, 420. It's an 80-point move. A bit defensive at this low, double bottom. Nice push. Could be potentially defensive around 24, 314. There's that 20, 40 break above. Lower volume here. Since this is demo, I just want to be a part. I want to be a part of it. Real trades. Let me take a step back. What have I been doing here? Just these whipsaws of crazy magnitude. I don't want to call them whipsaws, just these quick moves in the direction. We had a nice move up here. We got a nice move down here. A nice move up here again. If I simplified, I just couldn't see the big picture on the 15 seconds. Still getting used to it. Looks like it could be a push to the upside to 420. I think I started too heavy with a continuation to the downside at these lower highs, but the 4 hours red, so in the 1 hour. But this is a new candle for the 4 hour. So the last 15 minutes. Was that push to the downside? At this point, I feel like, oh yeah, it can be, okay, time and immersion. I need to immerse myself somehow with all this content. I got this beautiful book, Technical Analysis of Stock Trends, written by Edwards and McGee, that, like, the legends quote, like, I think Lisa Rathsky, I forgot how to say her last name, but I think she said something about this book, and ICT, I think, referenced it by calling inner circle trading. And this book, I think, was written in like the 20s or the 40s or something, a hell of a long time ago. And they referenced that inner circle as informed traders and informed smart money. So it's a good book. It shows reversals and types of chart patterns and stuff. I still got to get through how the execution looks like. Yeah, so I'm gonna get into that book today. I'm reading Reminiscences of a Stock Operator too. Lefebvre, by Edwin Lefevre. And he started out as a board boy, where they just changed the numbers of the stock. Dang, I can't explain nothing right now. Yeah, and then he just becomes rich, and then at the end of it all, he kills himself. It's just crazy. Craziest freaking. Unalives himself. That's wild. So we have. Usually this should have been a continuation, but because of the war, it created just this giant range instead of a continuation. I think big operator stepped in and was messing around at some point. Sweeping. But it felt like that. Like you could really, on the 15-second, you could really tell when there's sellers stepping in, or like this would be an absorption, and then there's a lack of limit orders of volume, and then had a big volume here that would push to the downside, big volume here. So I think they established a direction, but I think they changed their mind at some point. It's just arranging. Or maybe they knew they were going to range today because of the war, and maybe are defensive at this level. Never seen if this works, so they have. Maybe they can defend this upwards movement. This is change of character this next week. We had a break at this level, 24,370. I keep seeing that number. That's a highly traded area. Support becomes resistance, or we get a break and change the character. Do I keep? I don't know. This is my trading journal, and this is how I've been doing. Hopefully, I learn quickly from my mistakes, and I create a solid strategy for prop firms, and then get payouts, and then feed my life. And I need prop firms, and then go 1,000 profit to 10,000 to 50,000 to 100 to double to 2 to 500,000, and then one day I'll be a millionaire. It's just a matter of time. I'm staying consistent, disciplining, and hella committed. And I'm committed. I feel I'm committed. It's been 2 years. Ready to start prop firms and ready to risk a little bit more. I've been taking the slow and steady wins the race. Now I gotta immerse, and I gotta really know the material and be successful trading. Not like today. I think I took one solid trade, and I think I got stopped out on like 4 trades. Maybe we could see. So first initial trade I took was here, thinking I was gonna short and retrace next, but we got a freaking sweep, short squeeze guy step in, haha, and then oh yeah. I think they established direction. I saw I should have waited for a retest. So that's my fault. And then we go here and the bottom of this range, so we get a new push to the upside. I should have been building here. Took one. Did I short this? Short out, and then I was heavily short bias here. I was thinking this was going to continue to the downside with some momentum, but it didn't. There was uncertainty, not willing to short and push price down, so there's no demand to the short side. And then steady climbed up, retraced that, retraded it consolidated up here with uncertainty and then came back down basically to the same level, and now it looks like volume is drying up a little bit, and we're gonna have to wait until or see different opportunities when momentum provides a good continuation. Those are my favorite trades. A good move to the upside in one direction, a reaccumulation, a continuation. I was thinking we were going to see that to the downside, but we didn't. So I was thinking here it was just going to keep going down. It didn't. For some reason, I was writing this up. I'm just apprehensive to go long. I think I was playing around with this. I think I was on tilt. This is my tilt move. And then this is the trade I took when I was shorting. Boom. And then exited down here. Potentially one more short and got stopped out. And then haven't taken a trade since. So yes, I guess that's my first trading day. This was kind of fun. I feel more engaged than I would otherwise. But yeah, definitely want to take more dubs than L's next time. So I think I'm going to close out this live stream for the day and call it good trading. Decent trading. Horrible trading. But I'll get better. I'm going to get better. I'm going to stop taking stupid trades. I don't think I was considering this pulse indicator. Yeah. Okay. Goodbye, everybody.